Hi there and welcome to Satoshi's R Us, where we talk everything Bitcoin, we talk crypto truth on here, and we try and clear up a lot of the misinformation that's out and about online. Satoshi Nakamoto, he's the man who invented this absolutely mind-blowing technology, revolutionary technology 15 years ago in 2009. Bitcoin itself is being widely adopted across the world. More and more each day. However, it's my opinion that we have lost sight of what Satoshi originally created Bitcoin for and the power that it actually has to bring us freedom from a system of government that ultimately doesn't really have our best interests at heart. Okay. Now I'm going to start by going back to Satoshi's original paper, the Bitcoin white paper. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this or if you've ever read it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's only 9 or 10 pages, but it's obviously very complex as it runs through all of the details with the cryptography as to how Bitcoin actually works. We're not going to go through that in this video. We may do that another time. But just to simplify things so that we all understand exactly what it's for. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution, right? That's the simplicity of Bitcoin. If we come down here into the introduction, what is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need for a trusted third party. Okay? Now, trusted third party financial institution, the problem is that as much as we might like to, it's not possible to have banks as a trusted third party. They have proven themselves time and time again to not be trusted, to do the wrong thing by us. And they've been fined billions and billions of dollars. Many of these banks have been fined billions and billions of dollars over the years because they have not done the right thing by us. And it's my strong belief and opinion that Satoshi Nakamoto and basically all of the cypherpunks that were involved in this movement 15 years ago were looking for an alternative to cash, right? Something that was not controlled by government, something that could not be inflated. And many years of work went into it from a number of different people. And Satoshi Nakamoto, who we don't know, was the one who managed to actually put everything together and build the system that we know today as Bitcoin. It's absolutely mind blowing and revolutionary. Look, nothing on my channel is financial advice. It's purely for educational purposes. I hope you get a lot out of it. But we're going to just go into the simplicity of the whole thing. So we know that Bitcoin was created simply as an electronic cash. All right? It was not created to make you rich in US dollars. Now, this is what a lot of people treat it like. They say, oh, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, or I'm going to buy an altcoin, or I'm going to buy Ethereum or whatever, and it's going to go up, and then I'm going to sell it and buy a Lamborghini. You know, I'm going to make a massive profit in US dollars. That is totally against the principles of why Bitcoin was created. Bitcoin was created so that we could transact with each other without the need for a bank. That's where its value is. That's what its intrinsic value is. There's no other coin in history or currency in history that was ever able to actually do that. You know, we've always had to rely on some form of government, some form of centralized power to control our currencies. With Bitcoin, that's not needed. And unfortunately, a lot of us have been miseducated on it. We've been told that it was created for criminals and that we should all stay away from it. It's dangerous and all that kind of thing. Well, um, the reality is with Bitcoin, because it's decentralized, of course, it's anonymous. You can remain anonymous with Bitcoin if you wish to. Your transactions are recorded on the blockchain, but if you want to keep your addresses private, well, nobody can track you, which is obviously going to encourage criminals to get involved in it. And that's what happened with uh, the Silk Road website, which was selling all the drugs and all kinds of contraband items. And a lot of those transactions happened with Bitcoin. But that is not representative of Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin was not designed for criminals. It was designed for all of us to give us freedom and power over our own finances and our ability to transact with each other. That's really all it is. Now, we have in January this year, in 2024, in January, BlackRock, the largest investment manager in the world, and a number of other companies have all launched ETFs, exchange traded funds, which are basically they are a financial instrument where BlackRock, we'll use BlackRock as the main example. BlackRock goes and purchases physical Bitcoins, and they store those Bitcoins, and then they basically set up a financial instrument that enables investors to purchase shares in the Bitcoin ETF, and that gives them exposure to the value of Bitcoin in US dollars without them having to own it or having to go through any of the storage of it or anything like that. They just simply profit from it in US dollars. Again, that's not the point of Bitcoin. If you've got exposure to it in US dollars, it overrides the entire purpose of why it was actually created. Entities own just over 1 million Bitcoin now. Remember, there's 21 million maximum supply. You can't have more than 21 million Bitcoins. There is obviously Satoshis. There's 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin, just like there's 100 cents per dollar, which really gives us 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. So these entities, these large entities, are hoovering up the Bitcoins. BlackRock and these companies have picked up around 300,000, somewhere around 300,000 Bitcoin since January this year, which is somewhere in the vicinity of $20 billion. You know, BlackRock launched a gold ETF in 2005, and it took them 15 years to get their gold ETF to $20 billion. They've done this with Bitcoin in a very short period of time. You'd think that that would have had a dramatic impact on upward pressure on the price of Bitcoin, but at the same time, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was holding a significant amount of Bitcoin as well, and they have sold about half of their stash. I think they've sold about 300,000 Bitcoin, and BlackRock and the other ETFs have basically picked all of that up. So it's been transferred from one entity to another without dramatically impacting the price. Hong Kong releasing ETFs today. It's going to just get more and more widespread adoption and put more and more pressure on the price. The BlackRock CEO, a lot of the financial heads want to try and make Bitcoin out to be like it's some kind of asset class. Technically it is, but it's more a currency for us to be able to actually transact privately. That's really all Bitcoin is. I wanted to clear that up because I just believe we've all lost sight of that. We don't buy Bitcoin so that we can make profits and buy Lamborghinis. I mean, that's not what it was created for. You certainly can do that if you want. You do whatever you want, but it's not why it was created. We're going to be going through many different aspects of Bitcoin over this journey. If you found this little intro valuable, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and we look forward to seeing you again next time at Satoshi's R Us. Thanks very much.